is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. We're here for another one of our Mojo mix-up episodes where we are making random journal pages from, you know, our ready-made ephemera. We're just, you know, forming some bases and making some pages that we can then kind of tie in and make a journal with later when we have a bit more mojo or a bit more kind of, oh gosh, what's the word? Zest. Let's just say zest. I don't know where that word's come from, but a bit more zest for actually making a whole journal. So all we're doing is making the blank pages, the foundation kind of pages, and we're going to store them as we would store our ephemera. Now I store my ephemera sort of stood upright in one of those kind of like photo box type things, so that I can just flick through and find ephemera. And that's how I will store my pages once I've made them, that I can flick through and find pages. Okay, so I've brought along some ready-made ephemera here. This is one of my page blanks. Again, I did say this before, I'm trying to do lots of different looks so that it's a bit more interesting to watch. I may find that that's been my mistake come the end, because I was hoping that we're going to kind of pull some sort of journal together from the pages, but because I'm doing them all hopefully looking quite different, I may find that actually I fall at that hurdle and we won't have anything that will form a journal. But anyway, we're going to just see. So I've got some ready-made ephemera here. I'm just going to kind of place it in and just see if I've got anything at all that I can use with this. So I mean, this actually, I would quite like to use this probably maybe as just a page in a journal. So these are going to be in a ring bound journal. They are just literally 230 GSM printed papers, and I've folded them in half. I have glued them a bit in the center and then I've stitched around the edges. I have coffee dyed them also. So I would possibly use this one. This is a pocket made from an envelope, which I made this a really long time ago, but I've been hoarding it because I just really love it. This I would perhaps just punch a couple of holes in and use that as a page itself. But anyway, I digress. So let's just have a look. So I mean, that's quite pretty on there. Again, completely different to how I thought that this would go. I mean, obviously this has got lots of reds and pinks. This is blue, but it does look quite pretty on there. So this I would expect to be a natural complementary piece, because it's obviously got pinks and reds on there. So yeah, I mean, I may find that this is easier to use, whereas this one I may find that actually I don't have them pages with reds and blues on them, if that makes sense. So, you know, from that perspective, maybe that would be a better choice. I've got this is one of those Rita Donnelly flip pockets. Again, not sure that that is quite the right piece. I've got that one. Got this one, which I also again made this a very long time ago, have been hoarding it. So yeah, this little booklet piece that we made, again, I mean, it's quite pretty on there, but I'm feeling, you know, and I've talked about this before, if I'm too brave with my choices, what happens then is I don't have anything then that goes with them when I come to use them. This one, oh gosh, this pocket, I made this such a long time ago, but I've been hoarding it because, oh my goodness, isn't it so pretty? So something tells me that I'm going to just continue to hoard that, to be honest. But yeah, I just love how it looks. I don't like that one on there. Got this one. Oh, that's quite nice on there, isn't it? Put that with the possibles, this one. And then I've got a few that I've brought in on other episodes. Those are quite nice. And I don't think any of these are going to go. So, okay, right. Let's put these to one side. Okie dokie. Right, so I'm going to go back through. Now, I did talk about this as well. When I folded a page in half to use as a base, there's a page or there's a side to it where the papers meet. And then there's the folded edge. This is the side that I try and have on the inside of the journal. So I would punch here and that on the outside. It doesn't always pan out like that. Sometimes I kind of make a mistake and obviously then it has to just be the other way around. That's fine. It's not a big, you know, factor. But I just thought I would mention that. I am quite loving the blue on here. It's got to be said. Yeah, I do quite like the blue. Oh, that being said, I do quite like that. I do like that. Oh, this is going to be one of those that I'm going to struggle to pick a piece. Oh gosh, I wish that I was live again so I could hear you guys. So, right. I do really like this. I mean, from a usability point of view, like I say, I think I'm probably better off sticking with the, you know, the reds and the pinks. That being said, I do actually really love the look of these brighter, well, not brighter, but, you know, bolder choices. I think they are very, very nice. Yeah, I am really liking those. Oh, gosh. I mean, I even weirdly like this one, which, you know, by rights, that shouldn't go on there at all. But something about that looks really gorgeous on there, doesn't it? Oh, do I be bold and brave, or do I just be predictable and safe? I do actually really love that one on there, strangely. I mean, again, I talked about this before. I've been hoarding this one, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, I have been hoarding this. It's really pretty, isn't it? So I'm thinking this. Now, obviously, this is just some coffee dyed paper. This is some lace around it with some ribbon and a buckle. I made this in my using up a, you know, complete piece of lace. I think it was a series that I did between Christmas and New Year a couple of years back. And yeah, I've been hoarding it ever since then because I just absolutely love it. Now, I'm thinking to sort of brighten this up, or, you know, busy it up, I will perhaps have like a frame, one of my framed pieces in there. Now, I have got a couple here. They're not the right colours. Again, I haven't printed out any more of my frames, which, oh my goodness, I just never learn, do I? Never, ever actually have the pieces printed that I would really like. But I can pop this down onto the page, and then when we come to use it, obviously then I could, you know, put the frame on then. So, you know, we are at the moment just making our base foundation pages. So, you know, I'm not expecting them to be finished or decorated, you know, or anything like that. They're just the foundation pages. When I come to make a ring bound journal, quite often what I do is make the base page, you know, with the ephemera piece put on there, maybe put some labels, butterflies, things like that. But any bulky embellishments, like maybe a lace cluster or bows, wax seals, things like that, I would probably put on, actually probably last. When I've done the journal, I'll flick back through and see what pages need extra things, really. So that's what I'm kind of thinking with this is, you know, go from there and do it like that. Now, I'm wondering what to have coming out at the side. I do really like to have lace coming out. Oh, I have got this lace switch. Yeah, that's got no place there, has it? What was I thinking? Got this, which is quite thick. It's detracting from the pink, that one, isn't it? So the pink and the red. So yeah, it's introducing a whole new colour, which, given that we're going with the bold choice of the blue and the ivory, that might just be a step too far. So I'm thinking just go for this. So I'm just going to trim this down here like that. Okay, could have the curly edge, could have the rough edge. Let's just see what we prefer. Quite pretty, isn't it? And again, I've got my ruffles here, which got these white ones. Oh, it's really hard to see which way you've stitched these, to be honest. Could have something like that. I do have that lace again, which, yeah, I know I kept on saying I wanted to be hoarding it, and so far all I've done is use it every day. Every day I've been just pulling it in and using it more and more. I mean, actually, I don't think that really goes there, strangely enough. I thought it was going to bring the pink out, but actually it looked more clashy, like it's not the right colour. I've got some pink lace here. Let's just try this. Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, I love how that looks. So let's put some glue down here. This is just my wet glue, you know, just PVA glue. So just pop that on down. As you can see, I put the lace hanging quite off of the page. That's intentional, so that when the journal is, you know, stood up or laying down or anything, you've got then a whole bunch of gorgeous laces, very floppy and sumptuous and lovely, hanging out at the side. If I'd kind of put it down further in, you know, you'd have some lace, but not quite the effect of having a lot, if you see what I mean. So just going to glue this pink lace down over the top of here like that. And again, just want it hanging off, but not obviously anywhere near the extent of the ivory. So like that. Okay. I mean, isn't that just gorgeous? And then this, just going to pop there. Now, probably... yeah, probably have it... Oh, do I want it a side loading pocket here or here? I think probably this side, only because there's a lot going on here and I don't want to compromise any of this. So I'm just going to glue this down here in one or two places like that. Okay. Right. Pop this on. I'm doing the hot glue here because obviously it's got the bulk of the lace it's going over and the coffee dyed paper like that. Okay. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely love that. Now, like I say, I need to print off some more frames really, and then I'll probably have a frame or something up there, just because obviously it looks quite plain and boring at the moment, doesn't it? And then maybe a butterfly or something. Obviously I'm being hindered or held up, you know, because I don't have any of the frames, but once I put that on there, it will transform this into, you know, something quite different. So that's just my, again, foundation page for that one. So I'm going to put that to one side for a moment. Okay, let's bring in another one. So I've got this one. Hard to see which side is the folded edge. I think that is. Okay, so this is from my Love Collection papers. So again, let's pull in some different pieces now. Okie dokie. Pull in maybe some of these. Yep. Okie dokie. Right, let's have a look. So, well, that's a no, isn't it? Although, weirdly, it doesn't look as, you know, terrible as I would have expected. And again, that one, I mean, wouldn't expect that to go on there because obviously it's on the green and pink page base, and that's very blue, but it looks all right, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not saying that that's the look we're aspiring to, you know, just all right. But yeah, it looks kind of better than I expected. Move that. Nope. Definitely no. No. Nope. Oh, I seem to have a lot of, you know, off pieces here. Not saying off, but, you know, they're not right for this. So let's just try these pieces that we liked just now, actually. Again, can you see that blue on there? It does have quite a nice look, doesn't it? Which is so strange. But that is back to what I was talking about just now, whether I would then regret that because it's not then really going to go with anything else that I make. I mean, again, that looks quite nice. And I'm putting it sort of in the centre because it's very different to the other stuff. But put it in the possibles. That one's quite nice. Oops. No. Because of the hearts on this page, I feel it needs a long piece, you know, otherwise we've just got those random hearts poking out, which a bit strange really on here. So definitely no. Nope. Thankfully no, because, you know, I can continue to hoard that obviously now. Right, okay. Put those to one side. Oh, I have got this on. No. Sometimes the pieces that I expect to go actually just don't really, you know, go as well as I'd hoped, which is weird. Well, not necessarily weird, but, you know, goes to show that the pieces that you kind of almost expect to go don't always, or aren't always, the winning ones. I mean, again, that looks quite nice there, doesn't it? It's so strange, but those blue ones actually seem to really look quite pretty on there. Sorry, I'm drinking my tea here, but I mean, I would have expected this one to be my favourite, because obviously it's the right colours for the page. Definitely, without a doubt, this would be the easiest one to use, because if I were doing a pink and green kind of journal, that would then flow in. If I mixed it up with something like this, I may then struggle when I come to marry it up with anything else. That's quite nice. It, you know, just weird, because that does actually look really good on there, doesn't it? I like this less now, strangely. So yeah, I'm going to not do that one. And that one again oddly looks quite pretty on there, doesn't it? So which side did I say? Yeah, that is my folded edge. For a weird minute, I thought it was the other way around. Okay. Unless I do have it the other way around, where then I can have my... Isn't that strange? Because you would have thought those sides were really quite similar, but these just don't look half so good this way around, do they? Which is odd. I do like that. Yeah, I do like that. Right, okay, I'm going to be predictable. I'm going to go with this. I mean, I think this is probably the sensible option, because, like I say, I feel I could then be too brave and find I have got things that then, you know, I just can't use anywhere. So it's all very well being daring, but if you're daring and end up with pieces you can't use, then I guess it's not really daring, is it? It's just ridiculous. Yeah, it goes from daring to ridiculous, like, very quickly. Right, okay. So, yeah, I'm going to have it like this, I think. I'm going to put this one on as a pocket up there. That one there. And then maybe have, or maybe just a bit of lace coming out at the bottom. Oh, that's very pretty, isn't it? Coming out at the bottom, so, yep. Oh, I know I said this in the last episode, but honestly, I can't wait to have a ton of pages and then go through. Well, for a start, I can't wait to look through and see what they all look like. You know, that for me is quite exciting in itself. But even better if I then actually have a few that would work well enough together to go into a journal. That would be crazy and brilliant, you know, very, very exciting. Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to use that gorgeous pink lace again, which I'm so not wanting to be using this. Oh my goodness. Just can't escape it, to be honest. Can't escape it. I mean, it's not really even the right colour, but it does sort of look quite pretty on there, doesn't it? Even though it's not the right colour. Right, let's glue this down. So this is just one of my Paris note cards. The background of this base foundation is from the Love collection, and this here is the Totally Dotty papers. The topper is from one of the Lady Toppers pieces. So yeah, you know, really mixing these things up, aren't we? We're going for very eclectic things. I've lost my wipe. Let me put in another wipe here. Going for a very eclectic mix of stuff. Okay. Like that. Oops. Let's just have a look. Put this one here, I think. Now, do we like this? Down that side. I mean, I did weirdly quite like it over here. Which, I mean, we could just have a bit there, couldn't we? It would go between the punched holes. But I think that would be okay. So let's just take that. Actually, I'm going to take this piece instead. Yeah, let's just cut it down here. Yeah, I mean, strangely, I quite like that. So, oh no, that's the outside, isn't it? Oh my goodness. What is going on? I can't remember for some reason what's the outside. I'm quite liking it with just that small bit of ruffle. On what would potentially be the inner edge. Let's just have a look. I did say the other episode, didn't I? Oh, I very rarely put the ruffle right down the side now. What am I doing here? I'm trying to put it right down the side. I don't like it as much. It's just strange, isn't it? Right. Let's take this again. So I hope everyone is having a good day. I hope you're doing some crafting and having a nice time. Hope you're enjoying the series. Hopefully you can see sort of where I'm coming from with this, and it doesn't just sound really crazy crafting and wondering how exactly we're going to do anything with all these pages that we're creating. You know, I hope you can sort of somehow see where we're going with this. Okay. Let me know below. Are you crafting along? Are you making a bunch of base pages? If you are, how's it going? How many have you made? Are you doing it after the episode? You know, do you continue making some more? In which case you're probably way ahead of me and have got loads and loads of pages now. Or are you just, you know, limiting yourself to the episodes that we're doing? Right, I'm going to put that in there, which is weird, but I think sort of looks quite pretty. So just going to put this down here. Like that. Okay, flip this over. Okie dokie. Okay, like that. Oh my goodness, how pretty is that? Oh, no. Oh no, what have I done? Leave that in the wrong place. Oh well, right. Okay, so that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Now what I might do is just ink the lace a little bit because it looks quite sort of bright in comparison to everything else. So we'll just ink that a bit. It's just dulled it down slightly. Oh, excuse me. And then I'll just see. If we want to have a row of gems along there. Yeah, I mean, oh my goodness, doesn't that look gorgeous? That's reminding me of something, and I can't think what, but yeah, reminding me of something. Who knows what it's reminding me of, to be honest. Okay. Like that. Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, really, really love that. So again, you know, as we've talked about, that would be finished off and further embellished when I come to use it. So Right, okay, next one. I've got this blue. Again, I have coffee dyed it, just checking which way round it needs to go. So let's just pull in some of those other bits and pieces again. Let me just see if I've got some other bits under here. Yeah, I've got some blue things. I was going to say, because there's no point bringing anything in that's not blue, but strangely, I mean, we have kind of said, haven't we, that some of the stuff we've pulled in actually has been absolutely gorgeous, even not being matching colours, you know, coordinating colours. So definitely doesn't necessarily follow that you're going to all the time be using coordinating things. Well, so far I've had nothing going with this at all. It's quite pretty on there, but oops. Well, let's have I hope we have a better time now with some of the blue things that we've got coming up. So that's quite nice. Again, what did I do with that piece the other day? Did we end up using that side strip or not? Where I'd put it potentially with like a piece of paper that would potentially go with it. Did we use that in the end? Just having a quick look through. I actually can't remember, to be honest. Yeah. Well, I can't see it here. We must have used it. Did we? I don't feel like we did, but hey, we must have done. Got a memory like a sieve, so who knows? Right. So, I mean, that's quite pretty on there. They're a little bit sort of big, I think, for this style of journal, but I mean, that's quite nice on there. That's quite pretty on there, actually. So, not that one. That's quite pretty. Again, that's quite pretty. Nope. Too much blue. Nope. I don't think any of these are going to go. I'm not even going to try this, just in case it goes. I'd then have to use it, and I'd prefer to hoard it. I mean, that's quite pretty. No. I'm not doing well at all, am I? Again, quite pretty. That one. Well, that's quite nice. Nope. No. Right, okay, so let's go back through and we'll sort of try and whittle these down now. So that one, I mean, what I'm thinking is we're going to put some other things in the background probably, and depending on the piece that we use will depend on the stuff we put in the background. So probably not for that, but what about if we had a bit of this? Just going to cut this down. This is some of my French collection papers. Obviously, as you can see, I've used it for something else, and this is just what's left, but I'm just going to bring this in. Okay. Oops. Just going to cut this little bit off because we might be able to use that somewhere. Okay. Keep that to one side. Put that there. Okay, right. So if we were to have that maybe on here. Just felt it needed something to make it a bit more dramatic. So, you know, just the addition of some black and things. It's just making it look a little bit more dramatic, isn't it? Oh, that's quite nice. Yeah, that is quite nice. Oh, let's have a look. What's happened to those frames that I was just playing around with? Oh, I must remember to print some frames before we come on next time, because yeah, that would be really helpful. Oh, I'm sort of loving this piece now. Just check. I mean, I do like that, to be honest, but right, I'm going to go for, yeah, this one, I think. Well, strangely, for me, it's between these two. So let's just move that out of the way. I'll just double check. Just try this piece for a minute. Oh no. Isn't that strange? Just having that there, it doesn't look as good as it does on the damask. Weird. Right, okay. Let's put this one down. Oh, now I'm getting this stuck everywhere. Oh my goodness. I'm having one of those messy glue days today, which is not very good. Not very good at all. Oh gosh, it's all over everywhere now. Oh. Right. Honestly, I seem to have just no end of problems. My glue's either coming out too fast and going everywhere, or just not coming out at all. Not sure which I prefer. Well, I mean, obviously I prefer it coming out, you know, from a using point of view, but from a getting on everything point of view, I'd probably prefer it not coming out at all. But hey. Okay. This is quite thick paper, so I'm having to press it quite a bit. When it's quite thick paper like this, I find it a little bit resistant to wanting to glue down straight away. It does glue down, there's, you know, no problem, it does glue down, but I just find I have to press it quite a while. Right, just going to trim up the back now where that's just overhanging, like that. Okie dokie. Right, let's just quickly ink this up a little bit so as it ties in with the rest. Okay. Now, the choice is this one, which I do really like. Do really like that. Or let's just see. You know, because I'm picturing if we're building this up, the things that it would be built up with, if you see what I mean. So, I mean, that is very pretty, it's got to be said. Or do we like this one? Oh my goodness, this is a tough decision. Right, let's just take this down. Let's just take this off a bit. No, Bo, no. So sorry if you just heard, that was the postman. And she's obviously straight away, she's off. She was in her little bed beside me, and straight away, as soon as I heard the, you know, the door thing, letterbox go, she's straight away, she's off. Although, to be fair, she's been quite good. She's not barking. She's not barking at him so far. And I mean, obviously he's gone, I assume, but quite like that. Let's just see. I'm going to just ink this up a bit. So that's that look, which I do love that, it's got to be said. I think that looks very, very pretty. Or this one, which equally I do love this one. Oh my goodness, which is it to be? Do you know, I'm very tempted to go for this one. I think this looks really, really lovely. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this. So, just going to glue this down. I mean, these are just for interesting bits in the background, really. So, I'll put this quite near to the edge, like that. Okay. this one. Oh, look, now I've dabbed some glue on there now. What on earth is going on? Just think that around a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I do really like that. Now, do we want that with some lace coming out at the bottom? Let's just see. Oops, I've got this bit. Oh, or even could have it with the lace coming out to the side. Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, I love how that looks. Okay, so I'm going to put it on, yeah, as a side loading pocket. Is that upside down? Honestly, it's so hard to see the right way and the wrong way of the lace. Yeah, that was upside down. So, right, let me check again. That one, like that. Right, okay, so just going to glue this down on 3 sides. So it's a side loading pocket, like that. Okay. Honestly, I'm having such a lot of fun making all these different pages. And it is quite liberating making them, not thinking about whether they're going to go with anything else. You know, I do find the whole, you know, making of a journal all in one go, I do find that quite overwhelming, if I'm truthful. And particularly if I'm having those times where I'm sort of lacking a bit of crafty mojo, then yeah, it can be very overwhelming, I think. So this is just a nice way to break that down a bit. And I mean, I said this before in another episode, it can be a starting point. So even if you've made all these pages and then you think, oh, you know, haven't got a bunch that go with each other, what it can do is feed into a starting point for something else, you know, like this. I mean, it's quite a full-on eclectic sort of look, isn't it? So I may not have other pages that are these colours. So what I could do is use this as my starting point for a decorating, you know, decorating a journal in these colours. I mean, it's a bit like when you sort of decorate your room in your house, isn't it? And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes it takes for you to find that one thing that you build everything else from. And so, I don't know, maybe you'll find a picture, or maybe you'll find a throw or something like that, you know, bedspread, for example. And then you build everything else in the room around that one item. So I feel a little bit that's what we're doing here, is if you haven't made a whole bunch of pages that actually naturally do go with each other, this might be a starting point for a whole nother looking journal, if you see what I mean. Like, I would never have thought to do a journal in these colours, but oh my goodness, why wouldn't I? Because that's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really lovely. And by not decorating the backs as well, if we decided actually we could just have one double page spread in these colours, we could do something else on the back. You know, we could have this going on the back, for example. So it's a, yeah, good way to just start you out, I think. You know, particularly for those times where you might be just struggling with your craftiness, which, you know, we all do have those times, don't we? I mean, I have them frequently, it's got to be said. So something like this is then just a very doable task, you know, a doable project that then I'm making things that are going to be very usable in the future. So it's gone from like doable in the day that you do it, where, you know, you might not have quite the energy or the motivation or, you know, all of those kinds of things, to be able to go for a complete journal. But then in the long run, it's going to just possibly give you, you know, inspiration and direction for a journal once you have got the mojo coming back, if you see what I mean. So Oh my goodness, that is such a yummy page, isn't it? I really do love that, I have to say. Yeah, very unexpected that is, but very, very lovely. Right, my cup seems to be getting in the way now. Every time I put something down, it's kind of in the way, but never mind. Right, okay, next piece. So this one is my Regency papers. So again, let me just bring in a bunch of stuff. Now I have got some purpley pinks. Let me see if I can grab those now. Okay. Let's just see what we've got here. Right. Not bad, not bad. Oh, not that one. Again, feel it's a bit too big for these types of things. Oh, I'm quite loving that, strangely. Which is strange because, to be honest, this has got purples and all of that on there. Which actually, this page, although I said, oh, let's grab the purples and pinks. Now I look. Although this is a sort of cerise type colour, it's not actually got any purples in there, has it? So what was I thinking? Why was I saying purples? But weirdly, that did go quite well. Oh, not so much. That one, not so much. No, don't like that on there at all. That one, no, not loving that one either. I mean, strangely, I quite like that. What do we think? This is going to be another one of those big ones and that. So, no. Let's have a look at this one. This is my Marabella papers, which actually I think they've expired because they haven't, you know, sold for a while. So I must remember to try and put some more of these in the shop because they're such lovely papers. And I'm quite surprised that, you know, they weren't more sort of popular. But it goes to show, I mean, you never can tell what's going to be a winning, you know, paper set, really. So you make them and just hope for the best, you know. Obviously I make them because I think they're pretty at the time, or, you know, but they're not necessarily everybody's choice, are they, or everybody's taste. So, oh, getting quite a few here that actually, oh my goodness, loads of them look good on here, don't they? So, right, these are all browns. I've got that one. I mean, it's a little bit weird because it's stripes with stripes, if you see what I mean. Because this is also from the Regency papers, but it's almost quite nice, to be honest. Oh no, not that one. And presumably not this one. Right, okay, let's go back through and then whittle this down. So, I mean, I do quite like that. I don't know whether it's a little bit bland and colourless. I do really like this, it's got to be said. This is very pretty. It's quite small on there, but, you know, quite pretty. Probably not that one. Again, I do quite like it. I strangely quite like this one, which is odd because really this one shouldn't go there at all, should it? But it strangely looks quite nice. Probably no to that one. Right, let's have a look. I'm thinking maybe cover up these stripes at the top by putting a little bit of paper down there. So I do really like this one, to be honest. I would quite like to use this one. I don't know. Just put that there for a minute. Let me see what papers I've got in my scraps envelope beside me. So I've got some, no, not those. Oh, if we're going with this with the purple on it, I've got some of my purple headers. Pretty, actually. Right, let me just pull out a few possibles and then we can have a play around and decide. So just pulling in some of these. I mean, I know this is weird, but yeah, I just thought I would pull that in. I'm not expecting it to go, but you know, like we've shown, actually sometimes it's the things you least expect that go the best. So who's to say that that's not going to be the piece that actually looks like awesome on there? It may look awesome. Right, let's just bring in a few more. Yeah, I mean, I'm just literally pulling out anything that's looking like it might even vaguely tie in. Probably won't, but at this point I just think it's worth trying, isn't it? Right, okay, so we've got a few different papers there. Well, quite a few, because we've now covered up the entire piece, but oh, lots, in fact, lots. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to just tear this down because I need to come down on the edge. So we've got this. And that's quite pretty, isn't it? I mean, if I ink that up so it's less white, it's quite stark at the moment. Whoa, not like that. That was all diagonal, wasn't it? Which looked rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. What about this? Got some here. This is from the Myrtle Cottage papers, and actually I have got these which are from the Myrtle Cottage, so perhaps that might be best, because obviously they're, you know, they are actually going with that. Again, it's now not the right shape, not the right shape scrap, which is annoying. Got this, which is from there as well. Let me just take this down. Oh, it's just beginning to get chilly now today. Well, I mean, it is chilly, but, you know, I guess I must have been sort of busy doing things and, yeah, not noticed really, but it's just beginning to feel chilly in the room. I don't know. I've also got this, which, or this one, which I thought might look quite good with this. If I had that, let's try this. So if I had that there, and this on there. Oh, there's a lot of stuff, isn't there? That just is looking very cluttered now. Yeah. Not liking that at all. I suspect I'm not going to like this. No. That's just weird, isn't it? I don't know why I really bought that one in, but just it was there and I thought, oh, let's try that. I have got some of that Myrtle Cottage actually in thicker paper. Let's just see. Just remembered. Put it in my thicker paper scraps kind of bundle. So let's just give that a try. Been hoarding this because it's coffee dyed on the back, so yeah, crazy hoarding behaviour. Oh, that doesn't look right either, because that's quite white in comparison to these bits. Oh, this is annoying. Let's just try taking this down. So, well, I'm going to regret this because I will have just ruined this piece, and it's the whole coffee dyed piece that I've now torn into and, yeah, effectively ruined. Oh, that is very pretty. Yeah, I do like that actually. Right, okay, so I'm going to pop that down here. Oh, let me check. Is that the folded edge? Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to see which is the folded edge and which is the, you know, where the two pieces of paper meet edge. Very hard to see. Okay. Plenty of glue. Like that. Right, this is again another one of those sort of stiffer pieces of paper, so I'm going to have to press it for quite a bit, or quite a while, just to make sure it's really stuck down. Right, I must print some frames in a minute. When I stop filming, I must go and print some frames. Will I remember? That's the question. Will I indeed? Right, okay, let's just ink this up a bit. Okay, so this one, like that. Right, what do we think to that? Looks pretty, doesn't it? So let's gather these bits of paper. Okay, that one over there. Right, put those out the way. Yeah, I do really like this. Now, again, maybe just have a bit of lace or something coming out at the bottom. Or do we want it running down the side? Let's cut this bit off. Oh, I love it like that, actually. Yeah, I do. So, right. Just going to glue this here. Like that. Right, so I know that I need to go over to there, if that makes sense. So that's just my starting point of where that needs to be stuck. Like that. Now, this one is a pocket here and a pocket here and a pocket here. So I think what I'm going to do is glue it down. Where do I want to glue it? Yeah, probably glue it down on 3 sides, so then it would be a side pocket in there. Okay, so like that. I think we made this one during our 70 and 7 series, I think, if I recall. Well, not made it, decorated it, you know, where we were decorating up the 70 pieces in 7 days. So yeah, had a lovely time there. I hope that you guys enjoyed that series. If you haven't watched it, do go over and have a look. But yeah, I hope that you did enjoy it if you watched. I love the decorating, so for me that was just like heaven to be doing a whole series of decorating. Now, what have I done with my butterflies now? Must be under those. Yeah, just going to see if we want to have any butterflies here. Oh, these two just happen to be on there and I just used them for something else, so they're still out. Well, that was handy, wasn't it? Okay. Honestly, no wonder the postman was gone. He probably just like puts things through the letterbox and then literally runs away thinking, oh my goodness, get away before that dog comes after me. I mean, yeah, I don't know as I've ever actually opened the door, so I don't know as he's actually seen how minuscule Bo actually is. But I mean, I'm sure she sounds pretty terrifying to him, to be honest. So yeah, I'm sure he probably would rather not come here listening to that barrage of, you know, abuse in dog terms, you know, in bark terms. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Put that a bit high to be able to have that there. So I just thought, oh, that would look quite pretty there, wouldn't it? Unless I have it that way round. Let's just try. Just going to cut that off and then put that down. Yeah, that's quite cute, isn't it? So we'll just pop that on there. So I'm going to just do this as a little belly band. I mean, again, I probably wouldn't use that, to be honest. I mean, look at the size of it. Delicate, you know, is not my forte, so I probably won't use that. But just giving myself options by having it on as a belly band. So, you know, always good to have the option. I'm just going to, yeah, I think... Now, do I want to have that one there? And then what we could do is cut out another one. Oh, just heard Bo do like a big sigh. She's obviously feeling completely tired out from that whole exertion of running down the stairs. Bark, bark, bark. Although she didn't, did she? No. Actually, there was an Amazon delivery for my son earlier, and yeah, she was bark, bark, bark at him. I mean, he just like rang and left it. Again, probably ran and ran. Did a runner, you know, before she could be barking. But yeah, thinking of that, to be honest, because that was when she was then barking and going crazy at the door. Right, let's just take that one. Loving using these little bits lately. One of my favourite things to do at the moment. Although, to be honest, that would be in the way of the, you know, the punched holes, so I might not be able to use this. And there, it covers up that bird, which is a bit of a shame on that background paper, so... Oh, those butterflies, they're just like in a whole row, aren't they now? So that's a bit strange. What about like that? That's quite pretty, isn't it? Okay. That one. And that one. Have we done 4 today? Can't actually remember now. I think we have done 4, which is quite good, isn't it? So, yeah, we're going to end up with quite a good number of pages, I think, by the end of this series. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what we end up with. Now, just wondering. I don't know why, but I keep having an urge to put them on that side, the little ruffles at the moment, which is weird. I haven't really ever done that before, but now I keep on, you know, having that urge to do that. Oh, that's the pocket in there, isn't it? So yeah, I need to be careful. Can't cover up the pocket. Oh, perhaps I'll look at this when I come to put it in a journal, because actually what I might do is just have some sari silk or something ruffled down the edge, and that way it's much smaller. It won't kind of be in the way of using the pocket. So yeah, perhaps we'll do that. I'm just determined to be using this somewhere, which the irony, I've gone from hoarding it and not wanting to use it at all to now look at me. Where can I use that? Must use it somewhere. Where can I possibly use it? I'm just going to put this up here. Okay. Oh, that is a pretty page, isn't it? So here I've just got this kind of lifting. Again, it's not going to be a problem, because by the time that, you know, I come to actually decorate this, I might put something down here, maybe like a little lace cluster or a bow or something like that. But yeah, it's just lifting slightly at the moment. Right, let's check out the four I think that we've done today, and yeah, see which ones that we like today. So we've done this one, we've done this one, very, very different look. And we've done this one, and we've done this one. This one looks so plain and boring, doesn't it, now, in comparison to these? Obviously not helped by the fact I didn't have any frames printed out to be able to put a frame on here, but you know, I can do that once I come to use it, so that's fine. So yeah, let me know which is your favourite. I have to say my favourite is probably between these two, not sure which one. So yeah, let me know which one that you like best. I would love to hear what you like best. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Love to hear your comments in the chat below, and really appreciate a big thumbs up for the video. Love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks so much then. Bye.